Christopher Nolan's Interstellar is generally regarded as one of the best space movies of the 21st century, and it's inspired a TV equivalent worthy of the comparison, too. Of course, there are plenty of shows out there like Interstellar amid the streaming age's exploration of imagined universes, but none of them convinces as a companion piece to Nolan's movie quite as much as this single-season sci-fi Apple TV series. From sweeping space panoramas to heart-rending family drama, as well as life-altering parallel realities, Constellation is remarkably similar to the 2014 film starring Matthew McConaughey and Matt Damon, while still featuring its own unique characteristics and highly original premise. If Interstellar ranks among Christopher Nolan's best movies, then Constellation must be counted as one of this decade's best sci-fi shows. Apple TV doesn't have anything else in outer space as good as this series, which poses serious questions about why it was axed after just one season, with so much of its mind-bending story still to tell. Apple TV's Constellation feels like a TV version of Interstellar. With a sci-fi seal of approval from Stephen King to show for its beautifully rendered multiverse mystery, Constellation feels a lot like Christopher Nolan decided to make a small-screen alternative to his hit blockbuster Interstellar. It also tells the story of an astronaut bridging the gap between different universes while their daughter waits at home for their return. In this case, the astronaut in question, played by Noomi Rapace, does make it home early in the story, but much like the ending of Interstellar, her daughter isn't the same as when she last saw her. Whereas Nolan's movie charts an intrepid journey through time and space, however, Constellation involves the coming together of two worlds in one place. Otherwise, the series shares far more in common with Interstellar than it does with anything else. Perhaps the most important difference between the Christopher Nolan feature film and this TV show is Constellation's narrative structure. Rather than an expansive big-screen epic, it takes the form of a mystery box series that splices two parallel timelines together, side by side. Christopher Nolan influenced Constellation director Michelle MacLaren Image via Apple TV+. There's a reason why Constellation looks and feels so much like Interstellar when you watch it. Christopher Nolan hasn't just changed movies and the way they're made. His work for the big screen has impacted sci-fi television enormously, too. Nolan's approach behind the camera is clearly a key influence on Michelle MacLaren, the director of Constellation's first two episodes. MacLaren's stylistic similarities to the Interstellar director are evident from the episodes of Westworld, which, incidentally, was developed by Christopher Nolan's brother, Jonathan, and Breaking Bad. She makes frequent use of moving camera shots to tell her stories, and prefers action sequences performed in physical settings with real stunts over foundational CGI. Comparisons between MacLaren and Nolan led Warner Brothers to hire her as the initial director of the 2017 movie Wonder Woman, which was supposed to take after his Dark Knight trilogy, as well as the Man of Steel movies he produced. In the end, she departed Wonder Woman over creative differences, but her status as the movie's first choice is telling. Constellation deserves a second season. Image via Apple TV+. Apple TV's decision to cancel Constellation after just a single season, ostensibly because of low ratings relative to its sizable budget, flies in the face of its artistic achievements. The streaming platform is spoiled for choice when it comes to great sci-fi series, but this one is right up there with the very best. What's more, Constellation's plot is now left unresolved, with some crucial threads only beginning to open up in its final episode. Therein lies the biggest difference between this show and Christopher Nolan's Interstellar. Backed by a blockbuster budget, Nolan would never have to settle for a half-finished story.